I run an accountancy firm in the UAE, and long story short, a bunch of UK businesses hate paying high taxes. So they come to me, and I help structure their companies here in the UAE whilst ensuring that they're compliant in their home country. I want to go over UAE corporate taxes because I think there are a lot of misconceptions. It's easy to structure your company here or that you'll pay nothing in taxes, but that's far from the truth. The truth is, it's a complicated system and it requires a lot more than just signing some setup papers and setting your company up in the UAE. So historically, the UAE never taxed most businesses, which obviously made it like a tax heaven for entrepreneurs. But in 2023, this quickly changed when they introduced corporate taxes. The good news is, personal income still isn't taxed if you are a tax resident in the UAE and no longer a tax resident in your home country. However, for that you need to meet a strict criteria which we can help plan. You can make money through employment, bank interest or personal investments and not pay a penny. Now, here are the numbers for corporate taxes. If your company is profiting less than 375,000 dirhams per year, you get placed into the 0% corporate tax pool. You don't have to pay anything. But if your company is doing over that, the UAE government will tax you at 9%. The only things that are generally exempted from these taxes are dividends, capital gains, and intragroup transactions. For you smaller folks out there, if you're doing less than 3 million dirhams in revenue annually, the UAE has a small business relief program where resident companies pay 0% in corporate taxes up to December 2026. So now that you have a simple breakdown, I want to go over how to actually become tax compliant. If you know anything about the UK tax system, you know it's not simple. And obviously the UAE's isn't any different. What happens with a lot of UK entrepreneurs is that they get lured in by formation agents. The only thing that these people do is have you sign company setup forms and set your company up. They may even get you your visa, but that's it. You're sold on the belief that that's all it takes to get access to these tax laws, when in reality, that's just the first step. You still need to decide between operating in a mainland or free zone. You still need to apply for your UAE residency visa, and you will still need to open a business bank account, maybe a personal bank account. So just kind of going in order, deciding between mainland and free zone depends on various factors. Our expertise will help determine which suits your business. Everything else, visa, banking, tax benefits, they all come after this. The free zone you choose depends on your industry, not the price. If you cheap out and go with free zones based on their price, you're going to end up in one that probably doesn't allow the activities that you need, like trading, media, consulting. You might not qualify for the 0% corporate tax benefits, and you're going to run into problems with banking and your visa. I can't stress this enough. Operate in a free zone that supports what you do. It might cost more in the beginning, but the problems from choosing the wrong one will cost you even more. Once we set up your trade license, we start the residency visa process. The whole point of getting one is to acquire an Emirates ID, which makes it easier to open a business bank account, a personal bank account, and just generally traveling in Dubai. Normally, the free zones we've partnered with will provide visa quotas to help with your residency visa. These visas are usually valid for 2 years and are renewable. In some cases, we can also help you acquire a golden visa. This will be valid for 10 years and you will be able to get visas for your spouse, your children, your parents, maids, and even a driver. Now, opening a bank account here isn't as simple as walking into a Barclays. If you haven't noticed by now, most things tie in with the free zone that you choose. The bottom line is the reputation of your free zone is going to either make it easy to get a bank account or make it hard. In the UAE, banks like working with well-known free zones because of their stronger compliance standards, or it's easier for them to understand the business activities of the company, and these free zones have direct relationships with these banks. It is imperative to register your company for corporate taxes within 90 days of your incorporation. If you fail to do this, you will receive a penalty of 10,000 dirhams. For our clients, we include this in our packages and ensure that it's done correctly. Once the FTA approve your corporate tax application, they will provide you with a tax registration number. This is needed to file your corporate tax returns. Corporate tax returns are due 9 months after your period end. So if your year end is the 31st of December 2024, you're required to file your corporate tax return by 30th September 2025 and pay any taxes that are owed. At Evolve Tax, we don't just set your company up and send you on your way. We are with you throughout the journey to ensure that you are compliant in all aspects of taxation and administration. Being non-compliant in the UAE leads to significant fines. That about sums up everything on UAE corporate taxes and how to set them up correctly. There's 2 main takeaways that I want you to get from this. 1, obviously don't try doing this yourself. Leave this to the expert. And 2, don't cheap out on some sketchy structuring offers. Choose the right one for you. I've worked with hundreds of companies and I promise you that any shortcut you take in this process will cost you. So if you're planning on structuring your company in the UAE and want to remain compliant in the UAE and your home country, book a consultation with my company in the description below, because our team is filled with accountants with both UK and UAE experience. We don't only structure companies here, we optimize them for longevity. We keep them compliant in the UAE. We advise them on their tax obligations in the UK and the UAE. That way, you reap the tax advantages the UAE has to offer for as long as possible whilst remaining compliant. Book that consultation below.